Hello and welcome to Stephen Allen Almost Daily. I'm Stephen Allen. This is a day. What more do you want? Welcome along. If you've never tuned in before, this is where I go through the news. We'll do some chit chat in the comments. By the way, you can get involved in the comments. Go to, you should be at youtube.com/@MrStephenAllen. We don't stream this anywhere else these days. Never really did. I had the technology, never got around to doing it. So get involved in the comment. Let's see what's happening. In fact, do you know what? It started early. Let's see who was first in today. Joodles wins the prize. The prize for being here first. And then Proper Memes turns up and says first. That delay, isn't it? It's that satellite delay. Are you buffering? Martin's here, but then I think it's Martin who says I can't hang around. But you tuned in to just look at Proper Memes thumbnail and you missed the show. Do you know what? I will take all the viewers I can. Thank you very much for being here, Martin. Ems is here as well, I believe. Where is it? Hello, I'm on a very important work call, says Ems. I would have believed it without the word important. But sadly for you, I don't believe it now. Who else have we got? Mr. Cuff is here. Elite's here. Hello, Stephen. Nice to join you and all. Nice to join you and all. Nice to be joined and all. That mustache is coming along, Steve and Walrus. Look, my Tuesday mornings, I indeed have a little therapy session earlier on. And my therapist was very, very keen on what's happening with the tash. Look at that. Lovely. What does it look like from the side angle? Lovely boys. Like and subscribe. That tash is so big, even little mini Steve is an impressive one. Lovely boys. So, welcome along. You can get stuck into the chat. We'll take a look at some news and stuff. Is there any other updates other than the tash? I don't think there is. That's all we've got going on in life. Right? Oh, I did make a coffee. It is lovely. I don't know what I presumed when I grew a tash. I would be Leslie Phillips, Terry Thomas kind of stuff. And yet Windsor Davis. It very much is, isn't it? Lovely boy. The therapist agrees I should be enjoying my facial hair. Why, thank you. ASMR. So, on the show today, we'll go through some of the front pages. In fact, let's kick off there first. Front pages. Pages. We start with the front pages. There it is. Now, obviously, one of the main stories on the front pages we're not going to tackle on this light-hearted, stupid show. We're not going to talk to the bell. We'll look at this one on the top corner. Look at this. Look at that bit. Oh, Lordy. Is that how you meant to read that one out? I presume that. Am I allowed to do that accent? Al Jolson got to do it. Oh, wow. Do declare. You could be one of those fat, white South American lawyers. You know the ones we've talked about on the show before? The ones that go kind of, ladies and gentlemen of this fine jury, we are here to ascertain the verisimilitude of my client, as they sweat, and they got big sweat. Oh, Lordy, we are here to ascertain the verisimilitude of my client. Who kissed Kendall? A very good question. I'm glad you asked. Is it me with this moustache? No, it's, if you're talking Lordy, you got to be talking about this guy. Turns out there's a new god in town. Is this the Lordy who kissed Kendall? Who's Kendall? Is it the mint cake? Is it what? Who's what with who what? It's a bloke's name, isn't it? You're not the Messiah. You're a very naughty boy. We might as well go early with this because thanks to Proper Memes, our thumbnail today, I think I did it better. I look more serious. Do you know what I mean? In comparison to the Donald Trump one. Some people are upset that he has created an AI image where he is the Messiah. But If you read the text here, Donald Trump has surrendered in a war of words with the Pope, being beaten by the Pope. He's not into war as well, the Pope, so he's not going to be happy about the win. After posing as Jesus, he claimed he thought he looked like a doctor. What medical treatments have you had done, sir, that involves that? Also, you would have got away with it more if you said you thought you looked like Ken from Street Fighter 2. Because he's halfway to building the Hadouken. I'm coming up with the good ideas and Donald Trump is not listening. So there's an AI picture where Donald Trump looks like Ken, because he looks a bit like Ken, doesn't he? He looks more like that Guile guy. He's that one. Actually, he's gained a bit of weight. He's more of an E Honda. He's like a mashup of a few of the different characters from Street Fighter 2. And that really would have made this problem go away. He's having a war with the Pope. Because, I've got the pictures here as well, the Pope said he was not in favour of war, and Donald Trump got upset by that. What did you think the Pope was going to do? It's like job one of the Pope, isn't it? Anyone who wears that much white is going to come out as not liking a dust-up. Imagine the amount of bold that guy gets through. I'm trying to load in the... Here we are. We'll actually move the cables out of the way at some point. But this is what all the newspapers... You have to go into the newspapers to see this. What's going on with that? Like a mech warrior up there. What? This is like Star Trek Discovery, that series that I couldn't bother watching. It's that one. So anyway, turns out Donald Trump can do whatever he wants. He can walk onto Fifth Avenue and pop someone. But you can't have a go at the Pope. No, actually, you can have a go at the Pope. You can't draw a picture of yourself looking like Jesus. There we go. Let's have a look. Does he look? If that's the size of the light they're using in your endoscopy, no wonder you're grumpy. Right, front page of... No, he's on the front page of this one as well. Trump repents his Jesus stunt. There was something else on here I thought would be good as well. Oh, I like this one. Let's try and zoom in a little. Solar power could overwhelm grid in summer energy farce. Not as funny as a full-on Molyneux one, but we'll see what we can get. Energy chiefs are drawing up plans to stop that... Does it say that? Christ on a bike. The electricity grid from being overwhelmed by solar power. This is the UK. Are you telling me our biggest problem is having too much sun? You've done the wrong maths there. The National Energy said that it would be forced to... We don't have that many solar panels, do we? This is what I don't understand, though. You know the story, that we now have the ability to produce electricity through wind power, through solar power, but to try and make it go the other way up the grid, our grid was made in the 1700s. There's no way that we have the ability. There's a lot of talk of plug-in solar as well. Have you heard about this? Where you can just have a solar power thing at home. You need some sort of a converter that will make it AC, because obviously it's direct current. Of course it is. Who in Tesla versus Edison? One of them was direct. Was Edison DC? He was right. Anyway, DC, whoever was DC was right. As it turns out, to our chagrin. And barely even know her. Barely even know your gran. What? You can convert a DC to AC, and then you have to sync it to the frequency of the ones in your house. But basically, you can get a solar power, plug it into your socket, and just get some power. How have we not had this already? They've got it in France and Germany. What the good Lord. So anyway, I think the future of solar power will not be the ridiculously expensive stuff. Plug one in, slap it on the roof, and just power it yourself. It's going to be absolutely great. Right, let's get into some of the comments. See what's been going on here. Joodle says, your own personal Jesus in the thumbnail. I think I look more like a doctor. Can't state it. I've read that one out already. Next step is to start dressing up like Lawrence Llewellyn Bowen. I'm growing a moustache. I'm not becoming a homosexual. Or am I? I don't know. We'll find out. Who kissed Kendall? I want to know who killed Bambi. Not the same person, and not at the same time, surely. Proper Meme says, that's what junior doctors think they look like and demand pay rises. Well, I know. Who do you think you are, the son of God? Like a god, in Trump's voice, says Proper Memes. They're eating the gods. It's a typo. It's a typo he's worried about now. Mr. Cuff, it's the wind farms I don't like. We have enough wind as it is without farming for more of it. That's true. But farm-raised wind it's less cruel. Well, no, it's more cruel. It's more cruel, isn't it, than the... I like my wind to be free range. As I keep saying to the missus, mid-Dutch oven. Proper Meme says Science Corner. Was there that much science in it? I didn't even go into how the photons are absorbed, and therefore we could sit here today and correctly identify the maximum efficiency available through solar power. AC/DC thunder. I'm a little bit AC/DC, according to some of you who think this tash means I'm converting. Is converting the right phrase? Joodles says ha. So Joodles is doing karate in the comment section. And Elite says, enough solar to cover base load is a great addition to one's home. Roll on mass production standards. Yeah. That's all they've got to do. They've got to swap some kite standards around. But plug in solar. How are we not told this was an option to begin with? Back to the front pages. Oh, it's a bit laggy again today, isn't it? Ever since I updated this computer, it is not my friend. This is an i9 with an absolute S ton of memory. This shouldn't... 17.4% CPU usage. I should not be having problems. Front page of... Let's zoom out of this one. Here we go. What we got left to talk about. The Times. How to get fit like an astronaut. They all have like bad eyesight and weak bones. Why would you want to... No. I want to be fit like someone who stayed on Earth. This one I quite like. While we're talking energy. Oh, there he is. A doctor. I suppose Jesus healed some sick, the lepers, so he was kind of like a doctor on that one, wasn't he? And I was on TV the other day and someone was talking about turning water into wine. All wine is made from water. It's not a miracle, he just did it quickly. You try and make wine without water, I will be impressed. You take your water, you add some sugars and yeast and blah, 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 and you get it. Thank you.
Science Corner.
Yeah, that was a proper... Even I'm willing to admit that biology is a science. I'm quite giving today, aren't I? Households will be offered free electricity to do their laundry on sunny weekends to help prevent Britain's power grid being swamped with surplus energy. This is a better version of the story. They will have all that energy, so do your washing. Of course. This is brilliant. I do all the washing in the house, basically. I'm just good at it. And, yeah, because this way you'll be doing your laundry on a sunny day, pop it out in the line, it'll be dry in no time. You don't have to use the tumble dryer, which is a shame because that would use up loads of this energy that we've got way too much of. The National Energy System Operator, NESO, the body responsible for keeping Britain's lights on. You don't need lights on a sunny day, you idiots. It's today announcing a scheme to reward households and businesses that increase their electricity use when there's an oversupply of energy. If you want me to turn the lights on, if you want me to, give me free energy, and can I store it in a battery? All right, I'm going to go and work on that one. I like it. I'm loving this news. Joodle says, I thought HA was in the chat when I glanced. Hey, what? Hey? Ha? He still missed. It's someone I don't know about. That's what we're talking about. And back to the final front page, actually, before we move on too much. Oh, wrong one. I'm on the wrong page, aren't I? Zoom this back in. This one here. What happened when I went on strike at home and left everything to my husband? Let me guess. He didn't do the same back to you. Yeah. I've been reading some articles on this about the mental load because previously, you'd get articles saying that men don't do enough around the house. And now apparently we do. But the problem is it's often under the instruction of the woman, which means she gets the mental load and therefore still complains as if she did everything. And I was talking to someone, I did a newspaper review thing about how there are 3 categories of information when it comes to jobs around the house. There's the jobs that you both know that you need to do and you're aware that they've been done. They're the jobs that you need to be done and you just did it. And your other half doesn't even appreciate that. And that's often where people's thinking stop because I do all of my jobs and then I have to tell him what jobs to do. There are, of course, the other jobs, the ones that he doesn't tell you about. Availability bias means you don't even consider it. Awkward, isn't it? I mean, there's no way. It's in the Daily Mail. They're not going to write it up as like, oh, he stopped helping out. I was trying to go for a run again. It's a bad idea. It didn't work. My knee's still knackered. But I went for this attempted 3-minute long run in a half-hour walk yesterday, day before. And just 10 minutes into it, got a call. The missus, there was a tap that was stuck on. So I had to give some apposite advice on fixing the... Could you imagine if that stuff stopped? It's like, oh, she stops doing everything around the house. So your husband will be like, the tap's stuck. Good luck with that. You can swim, can't you? All right, see you, bye. So the Daily Mail is just bored. It's just born to wind me up. And there's your front pages. Get it yourself done. I'm sure he went and outsourced a couple of the things. So before we move further in, no, we're up to date with the chat. Sweet boobies. Meanwhile, what I will say is like and subscribe. It's a little bit better than last time, isn't it? Look at that. Look at this guy. So like and subscribe on the YouTube. You can also go to kofi.com/Mr. Stephen Allen. Any of that spare money that you've got hanging around. You know, like there's too much energy on the weekends. If you found yourself having spare money, then you can very much give it to me via kofi.com and fund the new bike, which I'm picking up later today. More on that story later. Meanwhile, let's get inside the news. Let's clear some space. Let's clear some space here. Here we go. We're going in. I know I should have done this before. There we go. What do we got? What do we got here? Oh, let's start with entertainment news. Sydney Sweeney is looking a bit rough. All right. Sydney Sweeney drives fans barking mad with her latest daring euphoria look. The actress, she's the actress one then, stripped down to barely their dog outfit. I mean, she's wearing more than a dog, to be fair. Unless it's one of those little dogs that they put coats on. She is seen getting on all fours as she poses eating out of a food bowl in a raunchy scene. Right. That's one way of dealing with it. There's another newspaper that has a very different take on it. Let me just find where it's gone. Bear with. No, it's definitely here. Here we go. Now I've made a mess. Meanwhile, another newspaper. It will end in tears, Sydney. Sydney Sweeney. Try and see if we can put it there. There we go. That's small, isn't it? Sydney Sweeney and her hit show Euphoria are facing a backlash. Basically, in the show, her character films some rather dodgy adult content. The dog thing is one thing, but here she's got a dummy in her mouth, and she's apparently topless. And some people have commented on X saying it's actually disgusting. And I'm not normally one to complain to TV networks, but I think they're right. This is disgusting. I want to know which streaming network thinks this is appropriate. Which episode they think this is appropriate in, how long into the episode it is when they think this kind of filth is appropriate. Do they think this is appropriate in 1080p or 4K? These are the questions that I... So anyway, keep that on. Also in the news. What's this one? Oh, yeah. Radcliffe, I cringe at acting in Potter. Daniel Radcliffe says he cringes when he watches himself in the Harry Potter films. Yeah. You might think that's because now he's a grown-up, talented actor. But, Daniel, if you're watching, and I'm sure you're a big fan of the show, don't worry. I cringe at the acting in those films too. And I can't act. And even I was like, this is the most controversial thing J.K. Rowling will be involved in. It's what I thought at the time. The actor described early movies in the Wizarding Saga. Is it a verb now? As sweet. But he does not think his acting was that magical in the later film. Yeah. No, I agree. Didn't we do a joke before about seeing his... He then went on to try and prove that, this is the thing. He tried to prove his acting ability in Equus, didn't he? We'll do the same joke we did before. I do apologise. This won't get me any Kofi. But he was such a bad actor in the Potter films, and he did the play, Equus, where he was proper serious acting, and he got fully nude. And my theory is still, if you're going to get fully nude, don't put the mental image in people's heads about horses first, because you will come off badly in comparison. Do you know what I mean? Go into this play, what's it about? I don't know, something that's like big and horsey, and then you'll strip off and they're like, If I were to strip fully nude, I would do some sort of off the West End play called Small Mushroom. See Stephen Allen performing in Small Mushroom, and then when I get nude, they're like, ding dong, because they'd all have these. Hi, Steve, says Alan. How are you? I cringe every time Daniel Radcliffe and his co-stars give an opinion. You're right. They could all just shut up, couldn't they? Does Tiny Steve play the ukulele when you're not paying attention? I hope not. Where is it? I do. I thought I'd put the ukulele in the background because you see it there. That lets you know you do not have to suffer the ukulele today. Like and subscribe. Oh, I can't point. My arm don't bend that way. There it is. Better than that idiot being a cat in the Big Brother house. Oh, yeah. George Galloway. George the cat. Which, for those of us who love Waffle Dog, that was a better one. Like a dog, says Proper Memes. Yep, you're up to date. UK Fly. One of us has had a stroke. That's part of the character in Small Mushroom, isn't it? On to the next one. What's this one? Britney Spears. Britney Spears. Should we see if we can... There she is. The story is... try and put it there. Oh, they just don't quite fit. Britney hits rock bottom after drug drive rap. Britney Spears has admitted herself into rehab following her arrest on suspicion of driving under the influence of the booze and the drugs. Look, she's having a serious problem. We made light of it last time we were on, doing some sort of silly song about it. But I think she's having a rough time. She's been through this before, obviously. Now, we covered it when she was arrested, driving under the influence of drugs and drink. All of that's in the headline. And yet, for some reason, you know what I'm like? The word rap is the only one I'm paying attention to. It's the least important word in the entire headlines. But still, I think if you're saying she's got a drug drive rap, it should be more like this. Word. My name is Britney, I'm like Lady Godiva, cause I don't wear much and now I'm not a driver. Yeah, I can't drive, I'm keeping it real. I had one too many, got behind the wheel. There's an irony that will make you quiver. I called you toxic, but so's my liver. Gonna make a new start, gonna try to redress. They said go to rehab, I said yes, yes, yes. I did this before, back in 2010. What I'm saying is, oops, I did it again. Word. Yep. You're up to date. Oh, look, there's a picture of Sydney Sweeney down there. This one. Cabinet cat hurt in fall off cabinet. The Cabinet Office cat needed urgent surgery. How did I not do a spoonerism on that one? That's the kind of thing I failed to say, isn't it? Anything that's half rhymes. The Cabinet cat needed surgeon urgery. Seems like the kind of thing I would have said normally. I guess that coffee helped. After it fell off a cabinet and dislocated a toe. Look, join me on Sidecam. If you're a cat and you can't jump off a cabinet without injuring yourself, you're a terrible cat. You should be put down. I mean, maybe I might mean being put down because it can't jump. What's this one? Oh, we should do some chat. We're not doing that in a while. I think Steve needs real glasses to read the chat. UK Fly. What am I? What have I missed? Oh, do you know what? In the chat that I read, this number 3, number 1 thing comes up as a different symbol. No wonder I thought you would type in some weird. No, I don't know. I see it now. So I'm starting to. I tell you what. I mean, I don't need the glasses or the facial hair, but I would believe I was a college lecturer. I mean, Chris Hood says UK la la. What am I missing? UK like a dog. Oh please, says Joodles. What have I done? And then there's a rap. Yep, we did a rap. Amazing, says Ems. Thank you. I think we all know I'm street. I think we all know I'm down with the hippity hop. No one should be surprised about my rap abilities. Thank you. What else have we got going on here? Oh, this won't be popular, but you know, I like to alienate people. PM guilty of Brexit betrayal, says this newspaper. Nigel Farage accused Sir Keir Starmer of ignoring the will of millions and weakening Brexit with new laws. However, it depends if you... Look, I don't know which way you voted. I don't even care anymore. It was so long ago. And that's my point. It was so long ago. If you want to wind up people, this is a piece of research I did. So it was only technically 93. Where's my phone? I think I did that. I've lost my phone. 93 when the... Martin's back. It was 93 when the EU became the EU. Is that right? Oh, it's truth. I got a lot of apps open. Oh, my thing's been delivered. What's going on with that? 22 minutes ago, my car was unlocked as well. All right, well, I'm going to do some research on that one. But so it was in the 90s that the EU became the EU, because before that, it wasn't the EU. So the EU's in the 90s, which means by the time we had a vote to leave it, it's 2 decades, right? 90s to zeros, zeros to tens, and it was 2016. So 2 decades of actual EU before a vote. The vote was 1 decade ago. Could we just relax? Do you know what I mean? It's been so long now in comparison to actual time in the EU. Give us another decade. Let's have a vote. I only included that because I need to practice it, because at some point I'll be on the telly and that will be the best argument to really wind people up. And that's what I do with my time. Got some people getting in touch on this one. It was Brit Hop. Nice. The cat obviously hasn't been happy at home the last couple of years. Yes, I agree. I don't know why it's still there. And Martin's back. Alan says the headlines misled, saying, say Brit, I thought our UK citizen Saturday BBC 2 documentary found Paul McCartney missing guitar OMG. Wacky Backy ruined his voice. Now a excuse for Macca torturing live gig. Yes. Has it started yet? What are we talking about? What, Brexit? I know it hasn't, but it's good to get an argument to be able to wind people up. Here's one. Dearly depotted. A pot noodle loving gran who ate one every day had a funeral dedicated to her snack with beef and tomato ones left in a coffin. Firstly, it's more impressive that someone who eats pot noodle every day lived to 72? The genes on this woman. Good God. Daughter, Tracy Sharp, 53, said her mum was addicted. I mean, it's amazing, isn't it? I think what they should have done, because by the reading of it, I guess she was buried with the beef and tomato. She should have had it cremated. And then you could have just added water. And, you could have literally put... It wouldn't taste very nice, but it's what she would have wanted. It wouldn't taste very nice, but neither does pot noodle. That's that. Boring chit-chat is good for you. Well, you've come to the right show. And more entertaining than we expect. Why have they made newspaper stories now? I've not changed the cameras on this, but every mother flipping story is just slightly too wide. I can't do that anymore. Slightly too wide. Basically, even strained banter or small talk with other people that you'd rather avoid can beat loneliness. I don't know. People are underselling loneliness. Actually, no, loneliness is bad. Being on your own is great. Whenever I'm on my own, I'm not lonely. So there is no research to be done there. I had a small talk conversation yesterday morning. So the kids are back at school, preschool, nursery type thing for my lad. And I'm obviously in charge of all the drop-offs. So I took him along. And we're waiting to go in before the school door opens, and one of the other mums was chatting. And I said, oh, how's your Easter holiday? And I realised I didn't hear a word of the answer. I'm skilled at just, like, I can just tune out. And then she stopped talking. I was like, all right, smiled and moved on. I have no idea what she said. It's a gift. I'm the opposite of those moths. You know those moths who can only hear the female of the species? I can just, I have a great time. Just mainly static. This is what I feel sorry for kids who've never grown up with analog TV. They don't even know what static is. I just imagine all those little dots moving around. And then I'm back in the room. Mourners didn't throw in handfuls of dirt, but mugs of boiling water. That would have been nice, wouldn't it? That's what she would have wanted. I can't stand small talk. It does seem like the biggest waste of human effort. The fact that we're meant to do it with other people. Oh, so how was... Don't. We can sit here in silence. Look at your phone. Your phone is full of loads of things that are really important. I don't care. But you can't say, I'd say that. What else is fun? Oh, we should have done this earlier because it's more political. But you see this picture in the newspapers? It's the worst ever snog, marry, avoid, isn't it? Go on, actually, I'll take your thoughts in the comments. If you had to snog, marry, or avoid these three, and break down why, obviously, don't just list them, because I've been pondering on that one for a while. The show was nearly late because I was like, what would I do? I mean, I guess being currently at this level of moustache, still a straight guy, I think, not long now, but I think, I wonder why my face looked weird. That's better. It's professional. Because there's only one of them that physically, I suppose, I'd be... Well, whichever one you marry, you don't end up sleeping with them. So that would end up... So I'd marry Keir, snog Angela, avoid... I'm not sure. No, I suppose I'd have to avoid Keir Starmer, marry Andy Burnham, because at least he's got a career ahead of him. Your thoughts on that? Which one would you do? Who, why, when, what, and why? I'm not even sure we should even cover this. This is too serious to talk about it. I want you to know what's in the news. So this actress who was in Batwoman, it's not the best spin-off of the Arrow universe, but there we go, the Arrowverse. Batwoman actress Ruby Rose has accused Katy Perry, and I know on YouTube you can't use all the words, of assaulting her in a nightclub. And I guess we'll find out more. I just wanted you to know the story. There's a post there on social media. Part of me thinks we need to be careful about ruining people's reputations just based on accusation. Does Katy Perry even seem like the kind of person who'd enjoy kissing a woman? Half price Harry. Bargain tickets for Duke's speech. The cost of tickets to attend Prince Harry event in Australia later this week have been slashed. Well, you say that. I know what they're trying to do here. They're trying to say, he must be on hard times. But the cost is ridiculous. So it is. It's quite far down by the time we get to that, is it? Tickets for Harry's appearance at the Inter-Edge Summit in Melbourne. Inter-Edge. That's a bit away from the edge, isn't it? The edge is not the inter bit. What? The middle were originally priced at £1,040, but they can now be picked up for 250 quid. Look, I'm sure we'd love to jump on board and have a go at them. I can't charge 250 quid for people to see me, so I've got no position to mock. I would not be paying that money, but there you go. Although, look, Martin says, there goes my blueski. No, sir, because I saw it. I just saw it. I dragged it across. Let's have a look. You can track me down on Blueski at Mr. Stephen Allen, where Martin says, anyone got any idea yet why Harry and Meghan are on tour in Australia other than making shed loads of money? Yep. And the keynote speech in Inter-Edge psychosocial safety. Again, these words don't mean anything. But why would they when the organisation's called Inter-Edge? a 2-day professional development event with tickets ranging from, they're in dollars, but okay, fair enough. It's a good comment that you said there. Having to flog £3,000 tickets to a wellness retreat looks quite pointless in the current world climate. Fair enough. Thank you for that. Track me down on Bluesky Dooski and on Threads and on X at Mr. Stephen Allen. Hang on, squirrels here. Everyone all right? Well, we were worried about you. Where you been to? Charlotte's here saying good afternoon, and can I avoid all of them? Well, no, that's the point of the game, isn't it? Which way around would you do what? Joodles, when I kissed a girl came out. Oh, what? When you did what? Is there punctuation? Hang on, we need to check the punctuation on this one. Joodles, is this the list of things you did one day? When I kissed a girl, came out, I was playing footy. It's a busy old afternoon, isn't it? Oh no, I see. Now, hang on. Indeed. Would that it were. He didn't wear glasses. Would that it were. When I Kissed a Girl came out, I was playing footy and a teammate was convinced the lyric was cherry chopstick. She announced, that's disgusting. It tastes like a cherry chopstick. It's a new nickname for it, which I've never given it before, but I'm willing to give it a go. Let's have a look. Hang on. There's more over here. If we do it. The ginger got a dad with a sausage finger for real. What? Quote marks. It's quote marks. It's capitalization. You could italicize the title as well. I don't know if you can italicize in the chat. You barely get any chat through, so fair enough. I'm not going to moan. Thought we had a busy old afternoon. I can take my lyrics and my Britney thing off actually now as well. Oh, there we go. Look at that. I could have sold those on eBay. Time is it? 37. Let's try and do some of this. This might cheer you up. Robots will kill us with bioweapons, says, there you go. An artificial intelligence whistleblower says robots could end up making a biological weapon to kill us all. Great. Can we tell them not to? Feels like we're very much at the stage where we can tell computers to do stuff. I mean, I can't tell my i9 processor to flip into an update and have the camera work. Can I try and show you the spare camera? No, it's not even going to load in. That's how guff it is. You know the E-Meat Pixie? Flipping dim. This side one. This one's better. Like and subscribe. There he is. I was concerned it wasn't all going to fit, Martin. Plus, I was still... What? Hang on, is that where you... I didn't think you were putting the cherry chopstick in. Is this a chopstick that's made from wood of the cherry tree? Still doesn't work. What's happening with Sydney Sweeney? What's she doing? It's weird about Katy Perry, says Alan and Ruby Rose. Yeah. Press brought up Chris Moore's comments about Charlotte Church last week. Yeah, I didn't watch the clip. Church resolved it with Moore's on TV ages ago. Scott Mill's story fizzled out. Well, although he's not doing Panto this year because of it. Sounds like we've now got AI whistleblowing on AI, doesn't it? Back into this story. So she looks a bit AI as well. Maybe it's just a bad picture. Zoe Hitzig, there's no way that's a real name, who quit her job as research scientist at OpenAI earlier this year, said the world has a window of just 5 years to restrict AI. It's what I'm saying, and yet I never worked for OpenAI. I don't have her money, and yet I'm also right. She claimed Silicon Valley has too much power centered on people such as Meta's Mark Zuckerberg, OpenAI's boss Sam Altman. 5 years from now, where's the bit about the chemicals? Stop having a go at your former boss. In 5 years' time, all the important decisions will have been made. A very small group of people have extraordinary... Yeah, we know about that. Can we just not tell them not to make bioweapons? Feels like we could put that in the early programming. Can we not do it? Still, no one's given me a breakdown on who would you do in which order. Whom would you do in which order? Mr. Cuff says, hot Sputnik. Which one's updated? Oh, Mr. Cuff, what? You might have been edited out there. Hit Zig Sputnik. No, you're very much talking Klingon now. We've got one story left before we have to do the other guff. Hot Sputnik all over the place. Glasses run first fall blind. There he is. A blind runner has become the first to complete a marathon guided remotely by supporters through his smart glasses. Now, previously on this show, we covered this story before it happened, and I said, what a silly idea. Have you seen people? Obviously not. Have you met people before? Because we're people. And if you give people on the internet as well, that's where the wrong uns are, the ability to control you, you're getting walked straight into a river. And I was wrong. It turns out no one logged on, had their little go at it, and just whee. People actually steered him through the marathon course. I apologize for my besmirchment of humanity. I still wouldn't be surprised if a few of them didn't get him to deliver their, Just Eat. If you have the ability to remote control someone, come on, for 26 miles, one of them will just nip him past the old KFC, would you? Pick up that. No, you're on the right route. Come on. Clark Reynolds. Ray-Ban Meta Wayfarer specs were connected to an app enabling volunteers from around the world to see from his perspective. This is a bad. No one needs that, do they? This is not. No one's going to get a job remotely guiding blind people around. AI will eventually end up doing it at some point, and people are just going to use this for dirty things, aren't they? Why are you keeping your glasses on this? Why are you watching videos of Sydney Sweeney while we're doing this? Because I want to complain about it later. I need to know which network. I need to know which episode. How long does it go on for? These are the things I need to put in my complaint letter. I suppose I'll have to watch it. There's no point complaining about things you've never seen. E4 just show reality shows now, to clarify things, do they? All right. Smart glasses replace his dumb bottle. Is that how he got around? Alan says Wallace Day was better in Batwoman TV series than Ruby Rose, who was difficult to work with. I understand E4 just showed comedy and reality. Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, look, I'm a nerd. I watch Green Arrow, and then, of course, I watch The Flash. His surname's Allen. Team Barry Allen, of course. Eobard Thorne can jog on with a name like that, mate. Well, obviously he can jog on. He was Reverse Flash. But I tickle myself with that one. But I tried to watch the Batwoman spin-off, and it was guff. Which means when they did Crisis on Multiple Earths, or whatever it's called, they had to fold in some of those ones. Like the Heroes of Tomorrow, whatever that was called. God, Legends of My Backside. That one was, it was thoroughly tolerable, but also rubbish. But when they did the crossover episodes, they had to include some of that, and Supergirl, obviously. Supergirl was good. Got a lot of flack at the time. Enjoyed it. Where do we go to? Not for the first time, said, I don't know what we're talking about here. It's also a bit hive mindy, innit? What is? E4, probably. Don't forget to turn off the streaming when you go for a Waz. Depends what kind of streaming we're talking about. You're besmirching our M's here, Steve. Why? Who did what? With who what? No. Oh, not for the first time. Because I'd say that she's in prison and she smuggles things in prison. That's the bigger insult, isn't it? Being in prison, you could be wrongfully accused, but your smuggling activities, that's on you. Outrageous. Indeed, outrageous, says you. And then glasses says, yeah. Oh, I see. The glass. Oh, you didn't mean this. The glasses are hive-mindy. Yeah. Oh, yeah, you could Cyrano de Bergerac someone this way, couldn't you? Oh, yeah, you could, because they... Yeah. Okay. I'm into that now. So, I think we're up to date with this. Shall we... I'll get rid of that. There are some other stories. How long have we got? 44. Let's do the other stuff. Let's do the this business. So, just in case you're interested in knowing where I am... here's some of the places you can see me performing at this week. But, plugs. Wednesday, GB News, the newspaper review from 11 p.m. On Thursday, I'm performing the stand-up comedy in the London. Gerrard's Cross. Cambridge Circus? I don't know, something like that. Saturday, in Wimbledon, I'll be performing the stand-up comedy in Wimbledon. The Tunnel Club? Something like that? Saturday. Oh, yes, Sunday. Sunday, 11 in the morning, I've been invited onto Rialina's Paper Jam podcast, where, and get this, it's like a YouTube stream where she reviews the news. I reckon I could handle this. I reckon I could, yeah. In fact, I might need your help. She requires her guests to, do a pretend specialism. I need to be her something correspondent. Mate of mine, Eric, went on there, and he was the American news correspondent. Easy win that one. Too easy. What could I be? Anyone got any suggestions of the genre of news? Because normally you'd go science, but she's a scientist as well. I mean, a biologist, so I say scientist. I'm doing the air quotes, but you can't see them. So suggestions of what kind of expertise I could have. What we got? Oh, Alan. Yes, Charlie Cox, better Daredevil than Ben Affleck. Yes, man. Oh, of course. I am very much enjoying the new series of Daredevil. And also, he's... hang on, I'll check that in a sec. He's British, so we're pretty good, aren't we? Come on, update. Music correspondent. She plays the ukulele as well. She's basically me, but there are a few differences. Isn't Ria's stream Patreon only? Well, in that case, I'll tell you what happens in it. I did not know that. Maybe. What? Desk nut correspondent. That's a good point. That's a very good point. I'm not sure. I mean, I wish I should have got them on sale by now. But where's my desk nut picture? Yeah. It looks comfortable, doesn't it? It looks comfortable for the chin. It really is something we should look into. Music, yeah, we've done that one. Contact your mates at GB News for suggestions for Friday podcast for research. I'm not sure what they think I'm good at. That'd be hellish to find out. Joodle says, are we back Thursday and live and loosing Friday? Yes, definitely. Now the kids are all back in and tucked in. Yes, I should have written that on the list of places you can see me. Thursday, we'll do another one of these. And Friday, we'll very probably do another one of these. It's looking good. Especially as I don't have a gig that night and I've got to pay for a bike. I bought a bike and I liked it. Tastes like cherry chaps. Oh. If this is the kind of audience that I'm getting, I'm not sure. I need that mug ASAP. It needs to say may contain nuts around the back, doesn't it? It needs to say around the back, may contain nuts. It doesn't need to say may contain nuts around the back, unless you tuck. Eurovision correspondent, no, we're still the old Teddy Wogan. I'm not sure that's what we need. I mean, moustache correspondent is an option, isn't it? So no serious suggestions. Good. Thanks for helping out. Time-wise, all right. So these are some of the stories I saved up in case there was nothing in today's news. We'll just rattle through them, should we? This. It's one man and his dog. There's a picture of Peter Mandelson walking his dog. And I just wanted to give credit. We often slate Peter Mandelson, and I want to give credit where it's due. This is a picture of Peter Mandelson not taking a waz in public. And there's also his dog not taking a waz in public. And is it interesting that I've never seen his dog do a tinkles in public. I have seen Peter Mandelson do a tinkling. Just so you know where you're at, Peter Mandelson. I mean, lower than a dog is harsh but fair, isn't it? Nicotines. Kids pinch pricey booze for just a packet of cigs. Fagin-style shoplifting gangs are dispatching youngsters to nick booze in return for packets of fags. And I thought it was quite nice that in the olden days, kids were asking us as we went into a shop if we'd buy booze for them, and now it's the other way around. You know what I mean? kids are really coming on. They've got a useful role in society. All right, let's just try and get that out of the way. I can't remember what half of these are, so let's see. Oh, good Lord. We're here to ascertain the verisimilitude of my client. Turing shroud carrot DNA proves it's just a fake. Carrot? Jesus was a carrot? This is going to be quite a shocker for us, isn't it? The Shroud of Turin is covered in DNA from carrots and cats. Casting quite a bit of doubt, I'd imagine. Jesus was a cat? Jesus was a vegan cat? I'm starting to think that Donald Trump's picture is not offensive in comparison. Since medieval times, believers have claimed the cloth kept in the Italian city in the Chapel of the Holy Shroud. Oh, they're going to have to rename that, aren't they? It's a relic of the crucifixion. There are bears involved. Oh, no, I see. Faint image of a man resembling depictions of Christ. It was a cat and carrots? Someone was trying to make a cat salad? Experts from the University of Padova tested samples and found numerous DNA types with cats and dogs accounting for 44%. And then the rest is made up of carrots. This is a quadruped ratatouille. Carrot is the most prominent crop plant species. Jesus was a carrot. Which is, I'm sure he had great vision at night or something. I'm not sure what to do with that. Son of God was a vegetable. School dishing out wife lessons. Oh, my days, have you seen this story? A woman has set up a wife school. École de Femme or whatever Molière gave us, charging clients 330 quid to learn how to dress modestly and submit to husbands. Wow. She set up the Marriage Academy. This is the kind of thing where if someone wants to go to this school, good luck to them. If you bought a voucher for your wife to go to this school, ooh, it's going to sting. You know what I mean? I've never thought of hanging outside school gates, but this is the first time I've ever heard it. And it might, I don't know. Casey Musgrave, must she? Oh, no, I see. Casey Musgrave reckons she was followed by UFOs. Get the feeling if you're an alien, you made the trip all the way over here, you'd follow Taylor Swift. If you're looking for vaguely country music and you're an alien. But the 37-year-old crooner claims she has had close encounters whilst flying to Nashville in the US. Why is it that these aliens, when they come over here, they really love a Southern American? Well, I do declare, maybe these aliens are trying to ascertain the verisimilitude of their client. Has anyone thought about that before? Anal probing is a weird way to go about it, but who am I to judge? Don't knock it till you... I've been wearing these for ages. Don't knock it till you've tried it. Let's have a look. The Friday... Oh, the Poirot correspondent with that beard. Just don't go ASMR with a moustache. Oh, you've made me want to now. Maybe someone stored cats and carrots in the shroud before it was found. Good point. Obviously there's a serious solution to it. Religious correspondent due to everything on a wing and a prayer. Friday podcast with Judith Chalmers doing Wish You Were Here holiday correspondent. I don't think it means she'd send me on holiday. I know she's making more money because she does it on Patreon. Look at that. For centuries. Yes. Whizbits vibes. I might ha-ha this away, but that's nothing to do with you, is it? Husband of 2 months. Who's that? Well, that. Women know your place. That's, yep. Cats will lie on any laundry. You've solved it. And I tell you what else. That carrot. They love a little kip in a shroud, don't they? Undercover correspondent uncovering NHS hospital. I don't want to go on. I don't have to do any work. Alien news. I could do that. M's, so true. Our cat lies right next to me on a blanket, says Proper Memes. And Jesus has laid nowhere near you. So actually, this very much backs up our original theory that it was a cat. And we're back to the ET gang probing. That's true. We need to look into this. We already had algebra ASMR years ago. We don't need the moustache one. That's true. All right, I'll put it back. Ding dong. Oh yeah, we covered this one on the radio show, but we'll mention it here as well. It's worth talking about when we get rid of these. Pets are pausing passion by interrupting romps. A survey has revealed animals are ruining lives for 25% of pet owners. 23% complain that the smell of their partner's pet was a turn-off. Why are you that close? Why are you trying to do a three-way with someone's chinchilla? But here's my take on this story. Good. I'm more concerned about the 75% of pet owners that aren't put off when their animal comes in the room. You know what I mean? If you're at it, like hammer and tongs, and the dog walks in, it's right to be like, and then he's watching. If you're cracking on, and then you're like, the dog's watching. Oh, the dog's come in. Do you want to stop? No, I'm just warning you, it won't take long. Why do you? He's got his nose in me. Do you know what I mean? If that floats your boat, you should not be allowed to have pets. You're up to date. Joodles says, don't use hammer and tongs. That's why I've been doing it wrong. I've been doing it wrong all these years. I suppose the anvil's not helped either. Artemis 2, illegal alien correspondent looking at aliens in outer space and across the channel. Yeah, I should be the migrant correspondent. That would be funny. You're right. I've been thinking about smithying, being an ironsmith, a blacksmith. I suppose that. I'm amazed we've not changed the name of that yet. But yeah, I've confused making love with basic ironwork. Easy mistake to make. In my defence, I've been at it like hammer and tongs. It ends up being very flat and well shaped, but that's not what you want during that process. So I think we're about up to date. What are you doing with that comb? I don't really know. I was trying to turn the tash in, make it. I think we've done. Thank you for watching. If you would like to like and subscribe, we've got a sign for it these days. You could like and indeed subscribe. This guy agrees, don't you? And I could do stuff up here. So instead, you could also go to ko-fi.com/Mr. Stephen Allen if you'd like to give any cash there. If you enjoyed this enough that you would have paid a ticket price, slap some ticket price in there. I got to go and pick up my hybrid bike. It's all bike though. They called it hybrid. It's not like the hybrid car. It's not electric. I probably won't put petrol on it either. I think it's a push bike, which is weird because I'm going to pedal it. But hang on, some of these comments. What we got going on? I pressed the wrong button there. 1.6 subscribers now, says Proper Memes. Oh no, it doesn't make any sense. And yeah, the show is all over the shop, isn't it? Watch that you don't get overwrought. Hey. Jazz. Pet interrupting doggy style. Imagine that though. Imagine the dog walking in and you're at it, not hammer and tongs. I realise I've got confused between blacksmithing and lovemaking. But the dog walks in and sees you doing it doggy style, and the dog would think, you're just taking the mickey now, aren't you? How dare you? That's our thing, sir. You're not even doing it right. How are you going to do it properly with your one that doesn't even look like a lipstick? That's what and this is why I stop halfway through. If the dog's starting to critique my doggy style, I don't want the dog to judge. Charlotte says, PM, thank God I don't have any pets. It also depends on the pets. If you're put off by a goldfish, you were not going to maintain that stiffy anyway. Watch that you don't go overwrought. Read that one. Happy new bike day. Thank you. Is the dog dogging? It goes for a walk. It's done half the work, isn't it? It especially annoys me when my partner keeps both her cats and carrots on the bedclothes. It puts you right off, does it? Thank you very much for all of the joining in and stuff. Thursday at 12, we'll do more of this again. Till next time, bye.
Here comes the news with a twist and a grin. Stephen Allen diving in again.
Britain is in the grip of a rolling epidemic caused by nauseating TV adverts.
He'll hit your brain like a lightning spark. Stephen Allen
On slavery,
almost daily.
Investigating
Laughs and facts
maybe I don't.
served out plainly.
You look at your face, like, what are you going to do with that, Steve?
It's never shady. Stephen Allen almost daily.
Get off!